Welcome back, everybody, to Lika Tournament of Midilo, day number 3. Today, I played again, once more, 2 more matches. The format changes this time. It is officially 2 matches with 1 person, and you gotta play 2 matches, and whoever wins the best of 2 will advance to the second phase. And today is the quarterfinals, and I'm playing with the top seed of the tournament. This is how I did against him. And before we get on to the video, I'd like to say that please join the Discord, link on the description in the comments, please do it. It's we need you can just talk there, challenge me to a game, maybe make it to a video, who knows. It's time we reclaim our throne in Lika, and it's time we get the golden tournament winner role. And Sunday there will be the finals, and today is the quarterfinals. By the time this video is uploaded, it is probably like what, 9 p.m. or something. I don't know what time it was gonna be, but I'm recording this at like 3 in the morning, so please cut me some slack if I sound very sleepy. I stayed for quite a while up, but yeah, let's get on to our games. I will show you some of my games, and I'll show you some of my colleagues. Let's get to the games. So we're going to start off with the first game. Again, like I said on the intro, I'm on a different setup because I'm somewhere at the moment. Well, not really. I'm just finding excuses because I forgot to grab the other headphones. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We have another transposition, a bunch of transpositions to a Khan, Sicilian, the Meraxi Bind. And yeah, this is just theory. If, by the way, there's going to be a video on the Sicilian defense. Eventually, it will be coming out. I'm almost done with it. I have started working on it, and I'm almost done with it. Amazing. That's how fast I got over with it. Anyway, another theory, and more theory, and more theory. And in this position, we agreed on a draw. We agreed on a draw. And first of all, I actually wanted a draw so I could play with white and have a lot more control over the game. And second of all, I don't know why he even offered the draw. So, yeah, that's kind of funny. Anyway, time to go to the next game. And for the next game with the guy that I'm playing, we have a mainline Trzymkowski attack. Ooh, yes, the main line of the Trzymkowski. Okay, so with d5, e3, that's all theory, that's also theory, and then going here, and then here, try to attack, and then we just go a little backwards. And then that's one of the points of the Trzymkowski attack is to expand on the queen side, get more space there, potentially create some attacks there, whatever you like. So knight c6, developing the knight. h3, this is to preserve the bishop, but bishop d6 and takes anyway. Knight g2 f3. I sacrifice the option of playing f4 and making a stone wall. I don't think it also benefits me to make a stone wall here. Bishop g7, b3 to undermine the pawn chain, and b5. Okay, so when I saw b5, I sat there for like a minute and I was thinking about it, and I was like, doesn't that like lose on the spot? What my opponent thought was castles, and then b5. That is what my opponent thought, but he forgot about castling, and that's just the free pawn, and you can't even take it. And knight e7, and taking another pawn, and then castles, and now we just push the pawn, and we push it again. And then we just develop the knight. We take the bishop, which was one of the main defenders. He takes like this. We castle. There's like an attack on that pawn. You need to defend it. Okay. Queen goes here, and then we'll just put the bishop there, defends it. We play f3 to stop the knight mobility, and then potentially we bring our knight of our own into the party. So that means that 4 pieces are participating on the queen side. e5, that is trying to undermine. We take the knight, then we take the free pawn, and I actually threw here some of the advantage because of, the constant threats. Had to give up a pawn, and we go here, and we have the following position. Takes, and we have pawn here, attacking the pawn chain, and I have these double pawns in the endgame. This is an equal endgame, by the way, just saying. There's equal chances for everybody. Now black is winning. Now I'm winning. And the point here was if I took the knight, then he would just promote. There's no way to stop the pawn. So instead we go here, and that crashes literally every single dream that black had, and then we attack the rook, we give a check, we give another check, and then we take with the knight. Why not take with the rook? Because we're going on the onslaught. And let's say you went here, then I would have to move my king. So here we take with the knight, and when he does that exactly, now we can actually give this check. And now, after we've got mate in 3 here with pawn check, rook check, and my opponent resigned, because after using the only final piece to block checkmate, he would it would just be here. And by the way, there's a funny mate here, h4. And if you take the rook, it is a pawn mate. And I mean, a knight mate like this. Can you imagine getting mated like this, surrounded by all the pawns? And if you don't take the rook and you just go here, then you take the rook and you just go here. And you make this mating net, and then it's mate on the next move. And we played a couple of afterburners after that, and we ended in a good mode. So yeah, we strike back, and we make it to the semifinals. And I'm going to show you the next game. Yes, I played another game. So I'm playing with the winner of a game above me, which is like, it is 2 1200s battling out. So at the time of recording this, I'm probably studying for both guys, which means I have to be prepped for 4 openings. I don't have a life. Let's go to the next game. Alright, so as you did not expect, like, to immediately go to the other League of games, that's because my game didn't actually happen, and I was waiting for absolute no reason. But this game is a reward for me bluffing. e4, e5, knight of 3, knight c6 to Ponziani. If y'all remember, I have made like a video on the c3 d4 Italian. This is basically that, but it is a faster like variation. d5, immediately striking the center. Queen a4. So white is the person that is about to get absolutely obliterated this game. Knight f6. Okay. So the reason why this works is after it's because you're pinned, and then you know this. You take here, and things get a little funky. That is in fact spotted. Spotted, takes. That's a free pawn. Good. Another free pawn. Now, why is this not borderline winning for white? 2 reasons. Number 1, black has a faster development, and compared to white, who has 3 pieces sitting on the back rank. And number 2 is he's just moving the queen around a lot and gonna get a bunch of tempi for it. Bishop d6, developing the bishop. Bishop c4. And it advances straight back to black because of castles. I don't know why. Maybe because you're not developing as fast as you're supposed to. Castles. Knight c4. It is officially minus 0.8. The point is there's a fork being threatened. You need to play g3. And of course you play g3 and hang the fork. Queen d1. But wait. Black did not take. And when I saw it, I was like, that was my exact reaction. That was just my thing. Anyway, d4. Queen g6, maintaining the pin, but it's plus 1.2 because you chase the queen away. And after they block, you will just take. They'll take. And rook e1, you move away from danger. Rook f2 e8, bishop to e3, rook to e6. Okay, not a bad move, but king h1 is more preferred by the engine because you actually just win this knight. But that's maybe not the style of the player. Knight d2, rook g6, and g4. Oh, king h1, the easiest move to find. And yes, there is this. You just take the rook. And after check, you just move. And if they go here, you're probably either going to make a draw and lose because the player playing with white lost the previous game, so that's not really on their agenda. However, we have g4. Now, I'll say this, if you don't have to, don't play g4. If you don't have to, don't play g4 because of, well, the king is not feeling particularly comfortable in his castle. That's a very good find by black here. h5 undermining. f3. Yippee! that is a loss. Officially, you're losing. You gotta. Okay, so if you take, then there is like rook takes, and you can't go here. You need to sack your queen because this is actually mate. Believe it or not, you need to sack your queen here. But that doesn't happen, and instead we have that, and it's a real fork anyway. And after takes, wow, the fact that black found all of this is insane. Like this tactic with the knight and winning the rook and then winning the queen, it was amazing. That was a brutal game, which in the end it ended like this. White resigned here because you just cannot stop the pass pawn. All black because you're cut off. 50% of the board is cut off. You cannot access it any way possible. And black is just gonna make a queen or promote 2 knights because she has 2 pawns, and then we'll just checkmate you. So let's go see one more game. Real quick. Alright, this is the previous game compared to the last one, but I decided to mix the order up for funny purposes. Anyway, when I saw like the guy that beat up the same person twice in a row play the game, I was like, holy crap. And I'm gonna have to play that guy eventually. So d4, d5, knight c3. Okay, it's here. Let's be completely clear here. Unless you're going for Jabava London or something like that, don't play knight c3. Just do not. It's not worth it. You're better off playing the Queen's Gambit. I mean, just learn this. A little bit of that, and what to do against like stupid stuff like knight f6. That's all you need to know. But knight c3 and bishop f4 and what f3, and then that's like he's playing an Italian on d4. This is an Italian but with d4. Can you believe that? That's possible. Yes, it is a possible thing. He's playing an Italian with d4. Although in this case, black has like c5 here, try to undermine and develop faster. You take that. Good. Okay. Okay, putting pressure on the pawns. Putting even more pressure, French defense style. Long castles. That's impressive. Okay. Attacking the queen. Good. The queen moves. A4, A5, initiating the attack, and I can't see anything because I'm tired. G5. Oh my god, I can't see anything. This is unbelievably late. It is unbelievably late. Holy crap. I'm gonna have to make this like a 2-parter. If I like pass out mid-recording, that'd be the funniest thing ever. But it's not gonna happen because I'm a strong boy. Takes, and black is borderline lost. Rook h8 is not the move, but it's a good move nonetheless. There's a lot of pressure here. And black has only one choice is to go alongside, which is awful. Awful because of the dark squares that are very weak. And white is actively participating in the bullying of this king. Queen goes around, probably to reroute to h4. Queen e6, a4. Try to stop any activity, but knight b6 and queen h4, bishop b7. Takes, and white is just dominating. This is this is domination derby. And for the last game for today, here we go. So my next game will be tomorrow, which is awesome. And tomorrow stands for today because I was probably tired and forgot to upload the video yesterday, which was 11 p.m. And I forgot to do that, and I did that the moment I woke up. So yeah, so technically it's today for those that are watching the video by the time it comes out. We have Caro-Kann. I've said again, the Caro-Kann, I don't like it anymore. It's not good for intermediate. You might as well play something more potent, like the Sicilian, for example. Or I don't know, play into some Spanish lines or play something that is. Well, eventually the Caro-Kann will stop working, and you need to find something else. So we have the 2 knights Caro, the advanced Caro. That looks wrong. The theory. This is the top engine move where you take and then you win the pawn back like this. Okay, that's obscure. I don't know if that's theory, but that looks a lot more human. Yeah, now that's the problem. You're undermining the thing. Takes. Ooh. Plus 1.3. Ooh, the game is going pretty amazingly. And I can't turn my head because I'm getting older. Anyway, bishop d7. Takes. Okay. Oh god. Okay, so takes. If you take was checked, then I take, and then takes, and then takes, and then we take this. And as you can see, the material is equal. However, if you take and then takes, and then if you take, of course, there's problems. In this position, black decides to just develop the knight, top engine move, castles, kick away the bishop. Takes with the knight. Okay, that's interesting. Alright. Now we're just gonna have a massive exchange, and black will just be going with a pretty badly damaged pawn structure. Okay, free pawn. Why? I don't understand. I mean, you could just push it and then take the pawn, like so. But that's a little advanced. Anyway, bishop attacks the knight. Check. Here. Okay, so black willingly, voluntarily undoubles the pawns of white, and now white has a protected passed pawn. Awesome. Castles. The reason why this is so good is because after here, you just go here, and then if they ever take this, then you just push, and you're just unstoppable. Anyway, instead we slide a square forward, and then after that we play rook e1 and a3 to prevent the knight movement. g5 absurd. The bishop moves back. Rook b8, rook e2. Here take. Do not trade, but whatever. Sure, you're able to do anything you want in life. Just a clean fork here. And even then, white is still winning, kind of, but it doesn't look winning because of the pawns. White has a bunch of pawns, and in fact, there's 2 passed pawns, which is crazy. I don't get it. It is missed, however. Now just +2. And now we go here, and now we support the passed pawn, and now the passed pawn pushes, and we remove the rook, and resignation. What a game! So, that's it for today. I'm gonna go to sleep now. It's 2 in the AM. It's close to 2 in the morning. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Get out of here. I need to go to bed.